We're on camera. Ari, oh my gosh, are we live? We're live. Oh, yeah. Welcome. Welcome Friday morning. We are in the day 2 of groups for a Link to the Past randomizer, and heck, do we have a match for you. This is, in fact, I don't know if it's a coincidence or not that they're put in Group A because we've got two of probably the best players of Rando. Starting off, we have Matt7898, SGL 2021 online champion. He did not drop a single race. Completely obliterated the winner's bracket. Undefeated. Including today for 2-0, he is ready to continue his streak to take on daaanty. Oh, who is the other person? I think they can hear us. Can they hear us? Okay, well, well, you get to listen to all the good things that we're gonna say about you so far. We have daaanty, by the way. Yeah. A champion in his own right. He is on actually currently the perfect unadulterated gaming squad or Pugs for League champion, main tournament 2021 champion. Ari, as a fellow team member of Pugs, one, are you biased, and two, who do you think is the underdog in this race?
I don't think I'm too biased. Like, of course, I would like my teammate to win, but on the other hand,
On the
they're
other
both
hand,
they're both great friends. Like, it would be perfectly fine either of them winning, and yeah, they're probably like, in my eyes, the two favorites to move on in the group. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
yeah, so, well, oh my gosh, you guys are so kind. So look at these great file names. daaanty, representing, of course, the, Light World Pug, because I believe actually he created a Dark Pug just for the team.
The best of both worlds.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, that's right. Because, in this case, you don't have to necessarily represent with Darkling. Matt, of course, using, paying homage to. Wow.
Okay, well,
Those are quite the items. So we found the mirror in Sanctuary. We found an ice rod here in Link's house.
that's two pretty good items to find early on to begin with. Like, ice rod hunts are probably the bane of every random player's existence, and early mirror just gives so many routing options throughout early Dark World. So having those on early on is just amazing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And so I mean, we may already have predictions for what Turtle Rock is, given where the ice rod is. But
That's fair.
yeah. But we can still hold out hope. Good. So, but it actually looks like very significantly different start. So Matt looks like I don't know if this is more typical, but Sanctuary start up to Lost Woods, maybe into Kakariko, farming some resources.
Yeah.
daaanty actually not only so Uncle Route is apparently still a bit more controversial, but he's actually going directly to Saha.
Yeah, the Saha with the early boots, it's just very useful to be able to get a somewhat out of the way location early on that you don't need bombs for, get some resources, and then maybe like continue with the original Light World route. Got a quick map check there. We got a 5/6 crystal in desert and a pennant.
You're so fast
a pennant
reading
in
these,
Hera, I
Eric.
believe.
It's almost as if you have played Rando before and
Yeah.
you know how to do quick map checks. Yeah, imagine that, huh?
Yeah, it's very different if you don't know that they're coming to us.
No, yeah, that's also a good point, but actually, so we already do see crystals and pendants being marked on our tracker. Link Force, our MV tracker for this tournament so far. She's done so much. Really, really great to have her here.
For sure. And an early bottle, all right.
Yeah, this is
So with these early resources, it's a pretty good sign that most of Kakariko is just available. The only thing you can't do is activate the flute, but you have plenty of bombs. You already have a couple of rupees, so you don't have to really worry about like having to redive blind side out for a couple of rupees and then buy the bottle, like the item from bottle vendor, and then you have to come back later with like the bottles for sick kit. It's that like no, that's happening, so that's good.
Yeah. So at least for those of you who may have seen some races yesterday, we have really shown the power and value of money. I'm really hoping that nobody here has to continue. We're only gonna see blind huts once. How's that? That's the hope for this seat.
That's the hope. Nothing's confirmed yet.
Yeah. But Matt actually taking advantage of that mirror, doing some block deletes. I think maybe the goal could just be to dash straight up through. Oh, second bottle already.
Okay. Well, then we're capped out on the bottles. There are 4 in the pool, but after you get to, the rest of them are going to be turned into even more blue rupees. We're probably going to see plenty of those blue rupees throughout the seed.
Yeah. They are the primary replacement of any type of like upgrades, right? Armor, bottles, shields. I mean, we will get fighter shield, we'll get blue mail, but you know, I guess it's kind of the sea's way of giving you a little bit of pocket change, I guess, right? For your trouble. It's just not quite enough maybe to afford, you know, like your dream yacht, for example.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, early glove.
yeah,
All right.
yeah, that's actually pretty nice.
It's one of our free pieces to Dark World Access. Always happy to see that. One of the few hard containers as well.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
believe there's only 3 in the entire pool. The rest is just hard pieces, so it's going to be a very gradual increase for your health.
Now, okay, so we did also pick up a cape in the well area. Are you suspicious?
No, not yet.
Okay.
We don't have a lamp yet. We don't have a sword yet. It's okay.
What would you like to see first? Lamp or sword?
Probably sword.
Sword.
At least if you don't have lamp yet, even though you have like all the hints for Aga, it's like until I see the lamp, I'm not even gonna think about it.
Sounds good. No, sounds good. You know, and it's not. So this is one of the great things about, you know, actually not only seeing webcams, seeing people live. I believe that was Matt's attempt at a chest turn,
Yeah.
and he was thoroughly disappointed himself. I hope that the damage does not carry through for the rest of you, because we
Yeah.
have a lot of game to play.
There's a lot of chest
Yeah.
to turn still. All right, Ball not giving us anything from Sick Kid. So Kakrigo's not giving us a whole lot. I guess we just
Yeah.
have the
We have a
glove
glove.
and the cape, but yeah, not really any hints on where to go yet.
Yeah, but with the glove, assuming we do some save and quit, back of escape seems like a very viable option.
Yes.
3 quick items, and you know, as far as given maybe daaanty representing his former teammate Nep, doing also a chicken rescue. Ooh,
All
we
right,
have a mushroom.
semi chest turn.
Semi.
from-
Okay, all right, okay. So we're gonna count quarter of a points now.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right, got a mushroom on the library, so I guess we might try to potentially save scum that. Yeah, I guess like back of escape, like you said, is probably a pretty good option.
Oh, that's
Okay,
the
well,
second of our heart containers.
Okay.
Out of the out of the 3
that-
effective ones, right?
yeah.
That's actually.
That's a hard one to pass up.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It takes a long time to get there, but the health is so gradual and like, especially because you only cap out on Blue Mill as well. It's pretty easy to just take a lot of incremental damage over the course of.
Yeah, incremental, or you just die in Dark World, right? Yeah. So I've actually, you know, not to bring up any bad memories, but Matt's race yesterday against Gerdo, he actually took an early death in Thieves Town just because you're on such low health. Green Mail, the Crickets do 2 hard siege, and he just kind of got, you know, like 1-2, you know, comboed.
Yeah,
right? And
it's
it
a very punishing mode.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So just a little bit of extra cash in the back of escape and a map.
We got a boomerang, so in that
Oh,
sense,
that's true.
That's going to be very helpful. Oh, Dante's not very happy about seeing that hard container.
Yeah, but actually, you know, I mean, so like, especially for, you know, these very like strong NFG runners, Matt of course has a 124. If we do Aga Tower, even GT, right? The boomerang is very, very useful.
Yeah.
Like you can even see some runners like going through their muscle memory. He's like, oh no, wait, I don't have the boomerang, and they just kind of freeze for a bit, right? And you know, all these little things, especially with Matt versus Daaanty.
Daaanty forgot about bonk rolls. I totally missed that the first time
Oh,
around.
that's true. Not the first time that, you know, in this case, bonk rugs have been forgotten for this scene, but you know, no harm done, just a couple of extra rupees.
Okay, I was wondering if Daaanty was gonna continue all the way over to Death Mountain Ascent. Just quickly get a few checks there.
You know what? But why do Death Mountain Descent out of logic? Because we have a lamp now. Are you suspicious?
Okay, I mean, now we're getting somewhere. But like we'll just keep on just staying hopeful and say we don't have the moon pearl yet, so none of this means anything.
Of course, when the moon pearl is just sitting in pyramid, you know.
Yeah.
There's,
yeah, we've seen one of those already as well here, haven't we? Yeah. Yeah, there's been a rough couple seeds so far.
Yeah, and I wonder the fact that the lamp here, you know, as you said, lamp is here, cape is here, maybe a bit suspicious, leading Matt to do an early Gina check because it really does seem like when you. Oh my gosh.
All right.
Oh jeez.
That's a satisfying.
Yeah, that is a redemption. In this case, we're checking out. But yeah, I was gonna say so especially in this. Let's just say you don't find anything in South Shore, you know, mushroom, whatever. It's like, well, do I go do Aga when I can, or do I go check a Gina? That's really out of the way, right? And I think, but by this combination, not only, of course, Matt gets very much rewarded with the sword. He knows now, like he has a much better view of the picture.
Yeah. And it just like speeds up everything on the rest of South Shore as well. Just being able to dash for all the crabs, being able to do mini Moldorm Cave. Like
I'm sorry, like we don't have to think about we don't have to think about South Shore. We don't think about mini Moldorm Cave. We're gonna sword. Everything should be good. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. everything should be good. All right, yeah,
All right,
see,
no
exactly.
problem.
Taking of a couple of extra. Oh my gosh!
okay.
All right, early silver. Actually, this seems to be, not necessarily a trend, but seems to be somewhat, more common among these seeds. Early silvers. This is, this is non-progressive bows. So bows and silvers are actually very separate items. Very apparently also commonly seen for a very late / BOCO mode. But always really got to see the silvers.
Yeah, definitely shows the difference between like progressive bows and not, and just noticing that. Usually you would have had an early bow in these seeds, and well, there's been plenty of BOCO modes as well.
Yeah. Especially if they're on Zora or something, and you don't have money.
Ooh, okay.
Matt.
Okay, they're all gone. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
no worries. Okay, so Matt
Ooh.
prepping for getting some early money for Zora, just rounding up to that 500. We did like in between we got to see the mushroom check-in from daaanty. It was nothing, so he did a hard reset in order to prep for a potential fake powder.
Yeah. And
But yeah, he's still swordless as well.
right, yeah, and I mean, for all we know, this is like the one and only sword so far in Light World that we have, and it's, I mean, it's rando, right? And while daaanty, is very capable for a bomb escape. In fact, he main tournament 2021 winner. This was like standard start, like the entire way through, so I certainly very much expect daaanty to be comfortable here. But of course, without that sword, it's just gonna be a little bit slower.
Yeah, he saw a key in the first chest, and he kind of was disappointed as well, because that does mean that there's an item in Dark Cross. We already saw the back. There was a map in there.
And he doesn't have the lamp from South Shore, right?
Not the lamp nor the sword. So it is going to be a little bit awkward. I didn't manage to
Oh,
catch what was on
I
there.
also was not watching, unfortunately. So hopefully in this case it wasn't anything important. All right, but Matt, of course, with the very important Zora money. Oh yeah, that's true. And we have 2 bottles, maybe a potential freebie.
No,
Worth it. Matt's going for it. Yeah, of course, right. As part of this mode, right? You mentioned we get we get up to 2 bottles, but they're always empty. So getting safeties in this mode, coupled with kind of the lower health, is certainly a bit more challenging. You guys really have to put in the time investment for this.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, especially with Waterfall Ferry, just makes it a little bit of a higher priority. You can potentially just get a free ferry or like a blue pod in there, and then just you're pretty set for most of the seed until then.
Yeah, and in fact, it's actually more important, given that maybe you could late flute, maybe you don't see a flute, right? And you can't just really kind of like go over to Potion Shop very easily.
Exactly. All right, Zora area not giving us anything. Escape so far also has been pretty dry.
Okay. All right.
So.
But good news, of course, for daaanty is that he does have a boomerang. That is, you don't have to kill anything. You just have to, push things out of the way a little.
Yeah.
Nice dash though. Yeah, nice dash.
Yeah, we're getting a mushroom tracking from Matt as well, and then yeah, we get like Death Mountain. I guess like with the lamp and sword, like Hera is fully clearable. It is a pendant, so it's not too enticing. But the only other option is Eastern Palace without the bow. It has been the bearer of quite some Darkwold axes so far.
Yeah, but actually, given daaanty's like early play to Saha, I don't actually, like Matt might be more incentivized to go over to Eastern. And although given Matt's tendencies and that he is for some reason a Zelga, a Zelga EP supporter, he doesn't seem to be very fond of Eastern. But again, like maybe daaanty thinks that the mountain's more lucrative, right? Because he's already been over Saha. Maybe doesn't want to take a second trip.
Yeah, in a sense, it's a more complete package. So that maybe draws him to the early Death Mountain area first. And it does look like Matt is going for that.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's okay. As it's not certainly the first time that people have last located their Dark World progression in Eastern Palace. I'm not biased at all. Of course not.
No, okay. So depending on what daaanty does here, you have your supporter for the race.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Okay.
True. Yeah.
I don't know what happened to daaanty, but he didn't mirror block the lead the first time around in the dam. It's a little bit of time.
It's very minor. It's okay. We got the pre-jitter. Being on stage, right? It's again, it's very different, right? You're not used to.
Oh no! He's seen the left. Okay, is he going to the left? He is going to the left. Okay, so
okay. This is good news for daaanty.
Yeah.
So actually, okay. So at this point, you've seen a lot of South Shore. You've seen Saha. So again, options are mountain for 2 items. Sorry, 3 items. I guess 3 items in Hera. How aggressive would you be with Aga?
until I find a Moon Pearl, I really think that I'm gonna exhaust the Light World options and not commit too hard.
All right.
Oh,
all right.
oh,
Well,
yeah.
we have much more of the mountain now.
Yeah.
For both Matt and daaanty. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and with that hook shot, I would probably just leave Hera until last.
Would you like even go into Hera?
No.
Like nothing? Okay. Because I was saying we do have a mirror technically. Oh, okay.
Okay,
Map check. We have a pendant, green pendant skull with that did catch 5/6 crystal at Turtle Rock. Matt really mirroring right in the nick of time in order to avoid some large talk.
Okay, he is gonna go for the original dip. We'll see if he maybe with the hook shot with boots, he's just gonna go for a Hera pot and just get a quick run through. I think it's reasonable. At least doing the lobby is reasonable, but I find if it's like small key item, then it's just going to be way harder to convince yourself to come back.
Oh, right, because you have to go through the basement to get the big key, right?
Yeah.
And then who knows in this case like where potentially it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
we
small
have the
key,
big
big key.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, he's going. He's going. I was actually wondering maybe people want to skip. If he wants to skip this, go to Paradox and Spiral Cave, come back.
Yeah, because I don't think it's too bad to just climb West Dark Light World Death Mountain again and then just come back later. Because you could just get like a sword or a hammer and just kind of speed up Molarm as well.
Right, yeah. That's also a very good point.
And if you do find your Dark World axes,
oh my gosh.
you find,
oh
yeah.
So that was map and compass. So
Yeah.
we know there's an item in the basement. Oh my gosh.
And that's exactly why you kind of want to delay just a little bit. Because now you don't know if you have to. And if you like exhaust the rest of Death Mountain, then you kind of feel forced to come back anyway.
Yeah,
and then you know.
yeah.
Now it's just like, do I do it, do I don't? And you kind of don't remove that mental burden.
yeah. No, that's definitely correct. That.
At least we got like a very original NMG Molarm fight right here.
Yeah,
so
actually,
he's right in his
right?
element.
Yeah. Even health-wise, we're about equal. I was gonna say, 124 runner for Matt. I think he knows how to handle Moldsworth.
All right. Okay, he got. Oh, okay.
Oh, see that was just unfair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we got there.
We're all good. We're all good.
At least
we're
there's not a
confident.
timer, you know. It's
Yeah,
not like
that's
okay, I lost 5 seconds on this Molarm fight. We're done. No.
All right. Well, it's 3 bombs. Not quite the original NMG pendant either, but you know, it's pretty much a pendant, right? So, all right. Looks like Dante's also going to do something very similar.
Okay,
he's also going to fill up in
going
both.
for a refill.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty interesting. Maybe it's like. Yeah, you would almost say that he's already prepping to use the cape for Aga, but that doesn't make sense too much yet, right?
Yeah, but we're seeing matt7898 go into Hera basement.
He's
for
committing
this
to the
item.
bit.
Yeah. I mean, this is actually it's not necessarily like a position as you might say, but you know this is definitely in a very early time investment. I mean, but honestly, if he finds the Moon Pearl here, he's gonna look like a genius. And and I'm just gonna be like, oh well, that's why he's SGL 2021 champion. Didn't drop a single game.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. And maybe he does have like this small element of like, okay, I have a small execution advantage. I can make a couple of checks extra over daaanty, and maybe I'll just like make sure that I don't get got by anything that might be here.
Yeah, that's definitely very fair. And in fact, actually, like Matt versus daaanty, I don't actually know if they played each other before in rando, but this is like such a tight matchup, right? And it's and actually I don't know what daaanty's kind of like opening routes have been, especially maybe for open / this tournament. Like, the Saha play could actually been a potential variance against Matt, right? Because he hasn't I haven't seen. Oh my gosh, yeah. Matt, see this.
Yeah.
He is
Those
a genius.
are the plays.
He is a genius, right? SGL 2021 champ. Fire locked. You know what? That's the rule of fire. You know, in Hera basement.
All right, so that fire is going to lead to bombos and ice. That's
yeah,
how
exactly.
it's going to be?
Right,
okay.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh, though. Matt must be feeling, especially actually for SGL the championship match against Boyne. That was the fire rod also has served him very well. Like he managed to find that. So
that was on Catfish, right?
Yeah. So very nice to. This is just this is just a recurrence in this case for furthering the win streak.
Sure.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay. So.
Okay.
All right. So we're still a hammer away from Dark World, or maybe another glove.
Glove here would be very beneficial as well. Then
because
get
then we can
immediate
just
get
do
Dark Death Mountain. Yeah.
See, you're thinking like along. I mean, I think we have Matt. I think the Dark Link is also maybe speaking to you, Ari.
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right, daaanty is also seeing the hook shot, so we know on Matt's side that doing Hera basement is very, very important.
Yeah. But the fire rod's just such a specific item as well, because it isn't like going to lead anything immediate. And Hera basement is just something really hard to come back to, especially late game.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Dancy. Oh. And I was going to say, I mean, so, like, you know, some people I've seen, you know, want to combine Hera basement with a Spike Cave. Because I can, but I don't know. You know what? On the one hand, it doesn't isolate any checks, right? It's like, you know, you don't want to go mega time commitments to just do exactly one thing, but then you combine it with Spike Cave, another, like, I don't know, like, you know, whatever, like a very long check, right? And it's like, doesn't make it honestly that much more appealing. But Dante's going up.
Yeah.
All right.
All
So.
right. And the question is, like, is he also just gonna go for the basement after? We'll see. Okay, we got the long spiral cave right here from Matt's side as well.
Yeah.
We didn't find anything in Paradox, so after we've exhausted our options here, I guess it's just like Eastern and Aga left for him.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, and the good news, of course, is that we're going to be able to do something once we get to the Dark World. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think also you mentioned, you know, even if Dante doesn't do Hera basement, like, immediately, the Fire Rod doesn't, like, immediately lead to, like, the next thing, potentially, right?
Hope,
well, maybe. I mean, right.
You
so
kind of wanted to be honest, if you're in that, like, if you're rooting for Dante, because like you want to be led to the Fire Rod as soon as possible.
True. That's also true.
Because if you have the entire the entire world open, and you're just looking for a Fire Rod for Total Rock, then it could be anywhere.
Well, you know what? For what it's worth, if you are a believer in Dunka stats, and you know, Dunka, I believe, also is potentially actually advancing into the brackets, and maybe, I mean, but he's undefeated in his group. You know, maybe, you know, Skullwoods might have some value with that Fire Rod. Ooh.
Okay, Matt's not going
into Eastern. See, Matt is, you know, if there's one thing about Matt, he is consistent. Or stubborn, however you want to put it. Right or wrong. Most often or not, he's right. Maybe except for Easter. But most often he's right. He is going into, looks like he's going to do at least a front of escape and then probably into Aga Tower.
In that sense, it makes sense. Because he hasn't done any of this yet. So he'll feel a little bit more tense.
Wow. Look at Dante. Oh my god. You know, this is champion's mindset.
Yeah,
right
I need to learn something from these two, because I wouldn't have done this.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know, okay. You know, the good thing is that, you know, both Andy and Dante are here. Team meeting right after, you know, SGL, during SGL.
All right. I'll just quickly get the thing
out. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's like, but I mean, Dante's gonna be very happy. But maybe also, you know, to some extent, you know, especially for, you know, from Dante's perspective, what does he also have left, right? He has, well, he does have the mountain left.
Yeah.
But
and
he's
Eastern,
right, yeah. But he's also done, like, he's already done Saha. Maybe he thinks that, you know, there might be some value here, and especially 20 minutes into the seed, you know, maybe this isn't gonna be too bad. You've got lots of game left to play. You can make it up, right?
Yeah.
And if you end up, as you said, you know, not coming back here for another 45 minutes, and the Fire Rod's here, well, you know, you're not very happy at that point.
Yeah, but right now he actually is gonna be very happy. So.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Oh,
okay.
Look at that. You know, Dante, I think he's holding
Pure gamer
it.
face.
You can, yeah, they're little glimpses of the fact that he did do a good thing.
All right, so Matt's going to like gain a little bit of time with that. He like over the entire escape sequence, just because he has the sword, he has the lamp. He's going to be able to just breeze through Dark Cross as well. And yeah, looking at his saving quit after Saha, I would just imagine that he's going to go straight to Aga after this. So he might like enter Aga Tower just a little bit before Dante does, after he's finished Death Mountain, but it's gonna still be relatively close, all things considered.
Yeah. In fact, right. So Matt just needs to. So Matt's gonna do Zelda Cell. He's gonna do Dark Cross, because we know that even from Dante's side, we saw a blue rupee, which was of course an item. But yeah, I think Dante's gonna finish up the rest of Paradox, which won't take him very long. But yeah, it looks like they're gonna be actually about even, as you said.
Yeah.
And then, you know, oh man, you know, I think it's always a treat to people see, you know, high-level NMG runners do Aga Tower. And it's actually, for what it's worth, like the equipment. Well, I mean, you're on Fighter Sword versus Master Sword, but
you don't have a bow either. It's a little rough.
That's
but
true,
you have to
the Fire Rod.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So.
The hover drop from Dante, all right.
You know, again, this is the champions, you know, common threads. Matt unfortunately failed the bomb jump over.
Yeah.
Dante is just keeping par, keeping his camaraderie.
All right, there we
with
go.
his fellow champion. First try hover, yes. You know, okay, like honestly, you know, it's I think it's one thing to hover, like, you know, in the comfort of your own home. This is on stage,
It's
live
very different, like-
restream.
I didn't notice shuffle being there on Floating Island.
Oh, I also didn't notice that either. Thank you for pointing that out.
Like those fetch quests being on visible locations, it's the worst because it's just like a double fetch quest in a sense.
That's true. Yeah. And you know, and when is the next time you're gonna come up here, right?
Yeah,
So,
bro. I guess when you get the mitts, but it's probably like one of the first things they'll do if they do find it. But
all right. Okay. So
vanilla price pack.
I was gonna say, yeah. I guess the good news is we have vanilla price pack, but actually you see a contrast here. You know, Matt actually does not have very much magic. I think Dante's potentially gonna be a little bit faster here in Aga Tower.
Yeah. Very, very possible.
All right, let's see. The only
Right,
Chester that matters, Matt. Congratulations. that is the most important Chester of the whole game. Matt said at some point that Chester is very important because if you can turn to the right, you can actually see the enemy with the light cone.
Okay.
And then you can read the RNG, and that's how he gets through Aga Tower. So he tries for every time. So.
Let's try. I might have to update.
Yeah.
It's got a new gold right there. Alright, so it's like a minute and a half. So it's still, like, I think they've done exactly the same tricks. So it's just like sequencing, being able to have like the early sword and lamp for Matt. That's gonna just help him out a little bit more.
Yeah. Also very interesting, Matt. You know, opting for the speed here, burning one of his green potions that he got from Waterfall Theory.
He had to. So being able to burn one just to speed up definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess the refill will kind of even it out a little bit, but just being able to burn these is just so relevant. You have to slash them 4 times otherwise, and that's a lot.
Oh no!
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
He grabbed the arrows of shame though, so we'll have to talk to him about those. That's some muscle memory seeping in right there.
It's hard to break out. Actually, you know, like it actually seems like. Especially been playing MG for a while, you know, you kind of switch over to Rando, you gotta kind of like unlearn some of your better habits, right? But Matt seems actually, maybe outside of like 1 or 2 like very small instances, he seems to be able to context switch very well. After he got his 124, he's like, all right, I'm gonna play MG, you know, like, you know, today I'm gonna do, you know, Rando seed, and you know, another day, and he's very consistent. Like he's able to keep track of a lot of things.
All right, did he go for a hook speed up the stairs? I don't know if that.
He did not.
Okay. Alright.
Not sure if there was enough time. But you know what? Dante's got him covered. I'm sure there's going to be some redemption here.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, Dante, though. Gonna
Wants
go
to serve some magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he already used one of his green. He got 2 fills, but he used one immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Dante.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah.
We're fencing today.
Okay, but he skipped the pot, so that's redemption as well. Okay, we just got our ups and downs for Aga Tower. It's a really hard dungeon. Like, it's a mini GT. It's just like a gauntlet of really, really execution-intensive rooms. So.
Yeah. I mean, especially in this case, you know, like we talk about, you know, kind of game balancing, right? Again, in MG you have Master Sword, you have sword beams, you got a lot, you have a bow, you got a lot of nice strats. You're on Fighter Sword.
Yeah, and here you just have to improvise with every different item set, and there's just like ups and downs to everything, and he makes it very high.
Look at that. Look, I know, it's almost right along with the torch too. Yeah. That is that's very impressive. I think you know what, I think we're gonna call the winner right here. It's gonna be Dante. So.
I got plenty of blue balls as well. So, what do you think is gonna happen? Like, right when we enter the Dark World, do you think we're going to see a pot dip? We haven't seen. They haven't dipped Eastern, so it might just not be that enticing.
Do you remember in this case we talked about the value of money, Ari?
Oh, yeah, okay.
We might be a little poor.
Forget I said anything.
Yeah, well, this seems to be the common theme of this tournament so far.
They haven't removed any 300s from the board.
They have not, no, and it just seems I don't know if it's considered like all right. Well, that's we need at least 1 medallion today. But it just seems like trying to afford Zora, early, it really seems to kind of take its toll, on people. So Matt, no hammer, but we do have a glove. But we are a little, we're a little area broke in this particular case. He's gonna go over. Hopefully, hopefully Catfish is gonna have a little bit of, spending cash for us.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, but otherwise the other option is just to go straight to like Skullwood Thiefstown. We do have the hookshot to cross over, so it's very likely we'll just see like a general Darkwood loop. I'm not sure like how thorough they will try to be. Like if you don't have any normal Dark World access, it feels really awkward to just skip something. One of the two might just feel a little bit more aggressive and not do like back of feet stun without the hammer.
Right, yeah, that's true.
Oh, I did get a little bit of running cash, but...
Yeah, at least Matt got it 20 frames faster with Quick
Yeah.
Fish. You know, again, 124 runner. Very, very impressive to see. But I think you're right, especially with an Aga Dark World entry. We've got the mirror, we got the hook shot. We can do King's Tomb, Graveyard Ledge. And, you know, so even though Skullwoods is a pendant, it is a green pendant. Very kind of like, again, use that natural, you know, routing kind of into that area.
Yeah.
And we jump upper ledge too. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on here. So, like, you can't just be very thorough and just, like, make a clean sweep through the entire loop. Oh, this is the worst part about not having mids. And it's just like, oh, alright, I need to bonk that and then to go through.
It's okay. It's the time investment. It'll be worth it because maybe the mids will just be here.
Yeah.
Very logical, very, very logically possible.
Alright, Anti, not gonna go for the quick fish. But
No, looks like it, no. But let's see in this case if he picks up the blue rupee.
Yeah,
because
true.
you know again.
he's a rupee behind. Like he doesn't know, but he's gonna.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Actually, I mean, one of Dante's more recent league matches, right? He was also a bit short on pod money, so I think he's got money on his mind. So, all right, but yeah, I think you mentioned though. I mean, these are very like minor variances, but it looks like in this case, Dante and Matt are going to take a very similar route.
Yeah.
At least at the beginning of Dark Worlds.
I think that's very reasonable. All right, we got the flippers. Okay, that's.
So I guess we have Hobo open. No one checked that.
Yeah.
How soon are you diving into Ice Palace, Ari?
Probably not very.
All right.
I'm gonna betray my old teammate on that.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you're on a new team now. You gotta stick with the brand.
New principles.
So that's right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. So I mean, we are short a hammer, but that does also open up Swamp Palace. First, no, we've never seen the hammer in the first chest of Swamp yet in this tournament. I think.
I missed what exactly was said, but I think it was like unhappiness about all the hard containers being out of the way.
I heard something about being useless. That's all I heard. But yeah, I think Matt checked bumper ledge. It was also not not something he's worth it spending time. But again, you know, even if you are, you know what, I do actually agree with Matt's general opinion on squats. Nobody saw that. He was just resetting the room to make sure that he can walk over.
It's just RNG, my nip.
Exactly, for that very valuable Skullwood small key that we know, of course, there's going to be value here in the front of Skullwoods. Yep.
Interesting approach to go from front to back in this one. Like, usually if you can full clear Skullwoods, you kind of want to do it from back to front, just to be able to like get a big key possibly in the back, and then just full clear the front if there are any items left. Because sometimes there's just like an item in the middle chest and an item on Mafula.
Yeah, actually.
And especially because of this green pennant, like Mafula has potential with giving 2 items anyway.
Yeah. I was actually just wondering because like especially with an Aga entry, Dark Worlds. You know what? I support this, Matt. I very much support this. This watching Matt live, by the way, especially even during all of SGL, it was so great because of his facial expressions. But I was gonna say, actually, it looks like Dancy's kind of following your your approach for this. But I was gonna say though, like with Aga entry, no real a traditional Dark World entry, right? You are most likely going to continue your route after Skullwoods. So if you're gonna walk out of Skullwoods anyway, you may as well do a front to back or back to front rather. Of course, easiest room in the game again for matt7898. This is his house.
Yeah, exactly. It is going to be a rough Mafula fight though. Both of them still have one of the green goose, so they might just take the approach of just spamming the fire rod until he goes down.
Yeah, good point.
But the longer the fight goes, the worse it gets.
Yeah. And of course, as part of this item set, there is no half magic. You might get a little bit of a consolation prize. Maybe with a small magic hand to get you that one extra shot of a fire rod, but I think you're right. In this case, if they want some extra, firepower, literally, they're gonna have to burn a green potion. Interesting though. It's
all right.
that is. So where's the last? Oh no! Oh
Oh
no.
no.
Oh no.
Yeah, the fact that you only have Fighter Sword in here is just so rough in that room, because you can't kill the Mold Armor in one hit, and then you just have to spend extra time, and then you might get bullied by one of the Gyptos, and it's rough.
Yeah.
So
It actually looks like, you know, unfortunately the Gyptos seem to be in the the rupee prize pack, so you don't even get a little bit of an extra, you know, like cushion, right, or anything.
yeah,
Ooh, very nice back of skull
very
was
nice.
for Daaanty.
he's basic for very good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, grabbing this extra magic makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Like, all right, this is gonna be a pretty pivotal fight. So let's keep our eyes on how it's
Yeah,
going.
mhm,
First
best-
spin makes sense, saving some
yeah.
magic. I'm not sure if that one connected.
It's so hard to tell. Daaanty
Okay.
is doing the very pragmatic thing. Again, you know, if you die with a potion, you know, it doesn't do you any good. Matt, though.
Ooh, this is some
yeah,
rough RNG
this,
as well.
mhm.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Like, the
And
spikes
RNG
just get
is
worse and
seated
worse.
between these bosses, right? Like, they should be getting kind of similar patterns.
I'm not sure what the spikes are is the problem.
Oh,
Like,
oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh.
okay, the second
That's
item's
it.
right there. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Skull Woods. We'll have to see what the green pendant gives us, but until then.
So far, I don't think they have mics on for what it's worth. But you know, you can probably use your imagination for what Matt is expressing his sentiments about. Yeah. Okay, I heard pendants, and I heard value. But as you mentioned it,
Yeah.
Eric, yeah, like
Hey,
great-
pendant Hera gave plenty of value.
yeah, so far. I mean, we do know it's potentially required for. Yeah, sorry, it's a hard required for Turtle Rock for Trinex, but so far, you know, it's the early Dark World seems to be kind of nothing but, well, maybe within expectations or you know, disappointment, depending on who you ask.
It might be the late value.
Yeah.
We still
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
true. That's true. That is very true. That's very true. And how often we're gonna be able to go back to turn this for Saha might be a little bit. Again, you know, it seems like both runners want to do the Dark World loop.
Yeah, like
Right,
it
so-
makes sense to just continue this 1st rather than
Oh,
I-
great! We love seeing a book right after we did the back of Skull Woods with the mirror. Great.
that was a face of pure disgust. Okay, it definitely makes sense to do the surrounding food checks first before you enter Feastline, just in case there is a hammer here.
Oh yeah. All right,
Okay, nothing
so-
here. All right. Yeah, this is a question. Like, I can honestly make an argument to just do the front four of Thieves. Like, it feels really awkward because you really don't want to like loop all the way back to the back of Thieves Town, like having to go through North Darkwold again. But on the other hand, leaving an item in Thieves Town is just the worst.
Matt got a chest turn in brewery. That's
Ah,
that's
nice.
his chesty mode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trying to be
but
G-Max.
yeah, but no, I think you're right though. Like, you know, and especially, you know, like we know we're gonna be back potentially, but it's that you know, big chest of Thieves Town. It can be pretty brutal.
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask, like, would you make a decision though based on how many items you get in the front?
Yeah, definitely. Like, if you get 3 items in the front, then the chance that there is an item in the back is just way smaller. But if you get an early small key, like, you know that technically there are items in the back that are in logic, like the attic chest and blind are in logic. So in that sense, you would always make it more likely that you need to do back of Thieves Town without the hammer. But on the other hand, it's also more likely that the item might as well just be in the big chest.
Yeah.
So it kind of depends on the amount of items, but also on like if you get the small key or not. So this is
Well,
just like a
that's
really
one,
awkward situation, right?
That was one item. It was money,
Yeah.
which is great, but yeah, it looks like Dante's going.
Yeah, but no matter how many
That's-
items there are in the back, if you don't have the small key yet, it's a 50-50 whether the small key is in the big chest or in in blind cell. So you know that like it's just it's a coin flip.
Well, I mean, we flipped one Pugs, one Darkling.
Yeah.
For difference. Actually, first real major point of divergence actually for Dante and Matt.
Yeah, so far in the Dark World, like Light World was just like full clear efficiently and then do Aga and yeah, I guess both of them just really hoping okay, I really hope that there's nothing in Eastern Palace because that's gonna be really awkward.
I'm actually wondering though, maybe if Dante wanted to maybe potentially make another variance play, you know, he might know that Matt may not want to have any tendency to dip Eastern Palace.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I really haven't discussed like many game plans with any of the runners here. Like I know that I knew about daaanty's opening route that he was going to do this during
Okay,
SGL.
okay, okay.
So this was just going to be his standard try to get resources route. So in that sense, like it made sense, but it also made him less inclined to go to Eastern later, right? Unless he had a bow. So it's a little awkward.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Darkbolt access-wise, this has been really bare bones. And the one thing that we can do, like with that book that we got, we can clear desert. So at least that's nice.
Also, very good point. Yeah, and in fact, actually, so we also on the way to desert, we can go through Bombo's tablet. We can't actually get the prize, but you know, if it's a very, you know, a probably more common, you know, 5 rupees, 20, you know, heart piece, whatever, you know, it's saving time because we don't need it right now.
Yeah, exactly. The big question right now for me is, are we going to just check first chest of Swamp? We've been very thorough for the most part.
Very good points. Oh, looks like the small key is locked
okay.
with this big chest. So Daaanty, you know, the early has no items been paying out so far, but he doesn't have to come back.
But yeah, exactly.
So
He can do it all in one swoop, so he doesn't have to like feel like, oh, do I need to wait with the back of Thief's until I need to kind of activate Flute or something and all that. Okay, second medallion. That's interesting.
Yeah, potentially. Oh,
okay.
All right, okay.
Okay,
We got some chest turns going. It's like you know, it's okay. We got the most important one, Naga Tower.
Yeah.
That's it. So.
And I want a brewery. So
That's true. Yep. Gotta stay true to yourself here.
Yeah.
Is this the first chest of Swamp, Ari? We're
Might
going.
be.
We're going.
No.
No.
I mean, it's a very like either you can call it like a very aggressive play or a very conservative play. It kind of depends on on what echelon you really want to like market at. But it's like it's like a high variance play rather.
Yeah, and I will say, you know, so far, Matt, I will say he you know, he's been pretty, you know, like within the rails, right, of routing.
Exactly.
But good, you know, great unscript fight for Daaanty. Again, he is also a very talented NMG runner, but that is also his first crystal on the board.
Yeah. 2 panas, 1
yeah,
crystal.
exactly, 2 panas.
Not exactly the ratio you want to be at, like
that
40
is
minutes
true.
into the race, but that's just kind of how the seed has gone. We've got like, we have quite a few items, but not like a lot of things we can finish that are crystals. And that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and again, as you mentioned earlier, right? Like the bow can actually be very elusive. Again, there's the one and only bow, so
yeah,
could be, and it certainly has locked a lot of things.
Yeah, at least this time we actually need it. So.
Yeah. Again, you feel free to use your imagination about what Matt is saying, you know, to himself. He is just motivating, you know, giving himself a little pep talk in order to, you know, hit the right switches, picking up pots. You know, it's really the most difficult parts of the game. Don't worry.
But in a way, it just helps to kind of talk to yourself. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of the same thing that I would do when I'm just sitting at home. And, like, of course, like, during a tourney race, you have, like, no cam, no mic, and you're just kind of, like,
10-minute delay, everything, right? Just kind of, you know, jamming by yourself. Very understandable.
But, it's, like, there are points of frustration where you're just like, oh, come on. And, like, being able to just be like that in this situation just kind of helps you in a way. Just
it's calming, right?
Yeah.
It could also be therapeutic in some sense.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. So. I mean, it's entertainment and it helps the runner. So in that sense, like, it's a win-win for everyone.
Exactly. All upside and no downside. This is why we don't have live mics on runners. Although I will say, again, quite the contrast, right? You know, Matt is definitely more expressive. I mean, you see maybe glimpses, right, of Daaanty's expressions changing.
During Dick game, that was a range. It was like, okay, still digging, still digging.
All right, so. Okay, so Daaanty's gonna pick up his quick medallion. Among other things, it looks like he is. You know what though? Again, Daaanty is the champion over Matt because he's got more chest turns. All right, he's winning on all of the metrics that matter here.
All right, we're going to see Lambo fight. No bow, so we're just gonna have to do
with
this.
Yeah. I know. You know.
But it was a very nice one cycle. So. All right.
Very talented rando strats here.
This is like Daaanty's just gonna keep going.
All right, you know, this is again. I don't actually think like I don't think there's actually much of a difference in this case between like Daaanty and Matt. Like they're just they're so good. It's very hard to tell the difference kind of between like where they're at skill level. But again, you know, if Daaanty feels like he needs to make a play, this is actually a very good one.
Yeah, and this has just been very in line with what he has been doing so far, just being extremely thorough and just doing the auto-way checks, doing Hera basement, doing the back of feast, even though he doesn't have the hammer.
Yeah,
just making sure he's not gonna miss out on a Dark World access and has to do another loop throughout the world.
Exactly. Yeah. And as you mentioned, right? The Dark World access right now is super bare bones. We've got look at all the checks we've done. Where's our glove? Where's our hammer?
Yeah.
Not even in desert so far.
So far, they're still right side, so we're gonna see. And otherwise, it's pod Eastern, I feel.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Ether tablet.
Oh my gosh! Excellent points, dude. That sword. Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, Dancy's always happy to see a sword, right? You know, you get, but oh, dude, like this is where the you know, forget about the cracks and the glimpses, right? That is a huge potential. Holy cow.
King?
Okay, all right. So we have the king. What is the king gonna do for us?
I mean, that's Turtle Rock potentially. Like
well,
once we get Mid's hammer,
right?
but it's like Mid's hammer, and then we only need flute bow, and it's also the other 5/6 crystals. So like we're seeing some threads that we might have to follow.
Yeah, but again though, like where the heck are like, well, we don't have Dark World access yet. We don't
I know.
We don't have hammer. Like, I mean, Dante's something that, you know, he's in desert now. He's gonna go get this. But oh my gosh, dude, Ari, like the fact that you have, the fact that you point out the fact that Ether tablet does exist, I think is a very, very good point. That is something that Dante's definitely gonna be able to check, whereas Matt is not going to.
I think both of them, like, after this sequence, and I don't know if Dante's is going to go straight to Ether Tablet after this. I think it's very reasonable. Just try to get that Swamp play. Like, maximize, like, hope to get maximum value out of this. This Hobo is another thing that we haven't actually, hadn't considered yet. Okay, well, at least that's a good feeling, because that's something that people like to do before committing to aggro as well, even if it's out of sequence.
That is very true.
So I think that's, like, of course, it's nothing, but also a sigh of relief of, okay, well, at least it's nothing.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
there's a lot of mixed feelings in there.
Yeah, and it also seems right. And I think you mentioned this before too, right? Yeah, like the question of whether or not, like, it's like if my opponent had gone this early, right? Like, it's a terrible, terrible feeling for yourself.
But yeah, the big question of did my opponent go to pod after Aga? It's something that I really like. Like, the money early on has not been great. We had enough for Zora. Aside from that, though,
yeah, it like not really a lot of resources in order to be able to. Yep. All right.
Okay.
That was Matt's also expression of.
All right, Dunka, where are you at?
Yeah.
we need some explaining here.
I think Dunka's actually commentating on the race, so you know, maybe he's like pre-cursed this seed, and then he took all his luck over. But I do believe that if Matt was not a Patreon supporter earlier, he may be reconsidering his search trade.
No more funding for the SS Dunka.
Yeah. All right. So I think in this case, we did maybe hear a little bit of murmuring. Matt is contemplating his decisions here in pod. We don't have a bow. He could be locked out immediately.
Yep.
Matt does not have a potion because he used both of them.
Oh, he used both of them. That's right.
Yeah. So, but I know he is.
Both of them have actually. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know he's capable of mimicking. It looks like in this case we don't have to quite yet. Of course, when and if Dante comes over to pod, if he doesn't have a bow, I mean, Dante he has a hovering emote, right? He is very, very capable of getting over to pod right side.
One of the requirements to be on the team.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
All right, are we gonna get one from Matt then?
Yeah, I'm not actually sure if Matt is super like comfortable or consistent. I guess for hovering, especially for that hover, is for the more.
Yeah, it's definitely a very tricky one. But I also think he skipped hovering in Hookshot Cave, like a few races earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna see. Like this all new information. We're probably gonna see the game from the anti-side in just a little bit.
Yeah.
But then it's very curious to see where our actual progression is, because we've done a lot and we've gotten quite a few items, but none of them have like directly impacted.
We have a million keys, by the way, on Matt's side.
Yeah.
Like every single chest that he's been able to open has
Back's
been a
wide
small
open.
key. Yeah. Still says nothing about big key, right? Like the big key can still
just be on
from
the right
back?
side.
Okay, all right, right. It could be on the right side as well. Yeah. But I mean, like if it's on the bowlock side, then we can't check the big chest, unfortunately. So I guess so Matt's really hoping the big key's back here. All right, this is gonna be Dante's Cane of Samaria. Ooh.
Ooh.
Look at that. It's like, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We're done with desert. We're done with the Gina.
All right, let's
Is
see
this-
what
is
these
this,
goods are.
uh,
Okay, it
is
doesn't
this-
look like we're gonna immediately see either tablets, so that's.
Okay.
I kind of hoped for it, to be honest.
I mean, like again, this is one of the things that this is an exclusive check right now for Dante. If
Yeah.
Matt finds a sword in here, you know, like he'll probably
Yeah.
maybe go back up, but
But imagine if that's the sequence you
yeah,
have
I know
to take.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow, we're just getting nothing. We just
Oh my
have map,
gosh.
compass, keys. That's it. All right.
Okay, well.
We still need big key. We still have 5 items right here in Palace of Darkness.
All right, so for his very similar routing, after
Mhm.
the diversions in Thieves Town, Dante is gonna go check Hobo. He's gonna check. He's gonna find another heart piece from him.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that is a well, that is a potential logical bailout from Matt.
Yeah.
Dante's gonna be a sword up though. You know.
He's gonna be sword up, and the difference between Master Sword and Sampered, of course, is very big. But it's just like it's gonna be a little bit of a heartbreak. It's like, oh, that's not gonna be like my bailout for dipping the first shots of Swamp.
That's true. All right.
Wait,
Matt.
what are we doing here?
Matt has broken down. He's going to Eastern. I was gonna say, what is Dante doing here? He wants to.
Hide the island?
Oh, he hasn't. Maybe he didn't check
Hasn't
the
it?
island yet. Okay.
Okay.
I thought maybe he took a glimpse at it earlier when he was swimming over, but looks like he did not.
Okay, a little bit of time investment back. Well, there was nothing in pod actually, so Eastern it is. Yeah, it's Eastern or Eastern or
something
Ether
has
tablet?
to something has to be here. Or yeah, again, or either tablet. I was also gonna say though, looks like if Dante's actually gonna head into pod, the fact that it looks like we could not open the big chest on Matt's side.
Big key right side.
Yeah, Dante. I mean, assuming he does kind of float his way over there.
Yeah.
He's gonna be able to check one more. I mean, again, still out of logic, but it could be potentially something again that could give Dante another heads up or a leg up.
Yeah.
Pop, whatever.
Okay. What did we find in the first 2 chests of Eastern?
We found a map and we found a heart piece.
Excellent. Okay, so we're gonna get the full loop as well to the big key chest.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
At least we got to do it at some point anyway, so it's not too bad. If it's like Pendant Eastern, it's like the worst feeling ever. It's like, oh, I guess still gotta do this as well.
We have a map check too.
Mandatory map check. Like.
It's okay. You know, how often do you get the map in NMG, right? You know, Matt just kind of needs he just needs to figure out where he's gonna go. That's all.
It happens to me at least like once every 3 runs. Somehow that button is just so sensitive. It wants to.
Well, it's the fast forward button now, so everyone wants to just go fast.
Yeah,
right? So.
very true. Yeah, we're 15 minutes in now, and
we still don't
have
have
Dark
real.
World.
Yeah, we still have real Dark World access. We've got 2 crystals for what it's worth. We
Yeah.
also have 2 pendants.
It could have been a lot worse.
It could. All right.
All right, it's moment of truth. Like
yeah.
we're gonna see a hover here.
Yeah, from Dante's side. I'm actually very curious to see what's in the vanilla Vicky, the big chest of Eastern. If it's a bow, I think Matt just might head straight back over to pod. I'm rooting for a bow here.
Oh no! yeah, this is.
Oh my gosh. So Matt is feeling. You can tell how Matt is feeling.
Yeah.
By his reaction. I don't. For what it's worth, though, I don't know if Danny's gonna be much happier given that both of them skipped out on the mids.
I think the big question mark is gonna be if it's hammer on the right side here, or on the big chest. There's gonna be big question marks.
Yeah, actually, so the fact that the mids were in Eastern, or the gloves, does that mean the aggro was required?
A flute. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Well, that's just about as many question marks.
Where's the bow? Wait. So what does this implicate? What does this imply for Aga? If the gloves were in Eastern.
Yeah, I mean, it means that Aga wasn't required.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah.
That's not a great feeling.
No.
But at least Dante and Matt both went for it.
Because what were the flippers? Flippers were just.
Flippers were in Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, okay, that's accessible. So it just means Aga was a dud, and that means that neither of them are gonna be yeah.
Well. So for those of you who like to skip out Eastern, there is our hammer. So yeah, that is.
So
not
we
at this
potentially need bombos and we need a bow.
Yeah, and the fact right. So we did find the flute on Bowlock's side. So again, where is this bow in this case?
That's the big question.
So I think so. It can't be the Mire area, right? Because that is a flute lock.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of other places that this could be. You know, for example, swamp.
Yeah.
Right.
Might as well just be right here unless.
Yeah. Also very well could be.
Oh, okay.
All right, just money, unfortunately. Did we get a check on? Did Matt go over to what's it, Turtle Rock yet to check them down
No,
again? Okay.
I don't think
All
so.
right, okay, that's fine. Dante just checked the big chest of pod. It is in fact just 3 bombs, so we're not missing out on anything. But I think for at least Dante, the big value is going to be that flute. You know, is he gonna dip? Is he gonna dip Eastern?
I think
with
so.
that flute?
I think so because the flute
Okay.
doesn't actually unlock anything.
Oh, that's true. He doesn't in this case have he doesn't have the miss in order to get to Mire. Okay. All right, that's good. That's good. I mean, it's good for progression. It may not be great for Dante's morale.
Yeah, definitely.
right now. All right.
It's quick, so it is accessible. So we get our pyramid fairy at least.
Very good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, you know, even though Matt's a very talented, talented execution, he's down a sword compared to Dante because
That's very true. It's
he
gonna be could be rough.
Yeah. So, and again, like also no bug net, no potions, no half magic.
No, he got a red potion. At
Oh,
least.
wait,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, yeah. So, that's right, because he bought one.
Yeah.
So but still, Turtle Rock, Master Sword versus Tempered still could be good.
Yeah,
amount of
definitely. Like,
defense.
it's also extra magic expenditure. Like, if you're gonna fire out all the pokies and stuff, so he needs to be a little bit more
Right.
conservative with all that. He needs to make sure that he doesn't run out of magic, like going into Dark Marys and all that stuff. Trinex is probably not going to be too much of a difference. It's just a few extra menus. If you're comfortable with Master Sword Trinex, it's not going to be like the biggest deal. But it's just like
All these little things,
comfort-wise,
though,
it's definitely not the same though.
All right. Well, at least in about 55 minutes, for Dante, 50, the 3-ish, for Matt.
Yeah.
It was we have traditional Dark World access now.
Amazing.
Yeah. We at least both Matt and Dante had it, around the same time. They may not realize it at the time, but it's.
Yeah, it's either. Okay, I figured that my opponent's doing the same because of like their reactions throughout the seed. Like
Yeah.
if you're just gonna like maybe that's kind of what you have to convince yourself, because otherwise it's just like okay, I already lost, and now I think you just have to be in the mindset of I think it's pretty reasonable that like Matt or Dante did the same thing, and I'll just play on as if we did like similar routes throughout this.
Yeah, I think that's actually very reasonable, especially maybe from Dante's perspective. Like, if he is maybe more aware of the fact that Matt doesn't really, like Eastern Palace all that much.
Yeah.
It's a very common thing. Maybe he doesn't feel as bad. But we're gonna find again. This is why we have webcams. This is why we can see them live. We're gonna find out exactly how he feels when he finds
Okay, look
the
at the
miss.
zoom in
Yep,
right here.
yeah. Don't look at the chest. Just look at Dante. Oh. Dante, I believe he said, you can use the rest of your imagination for, what you think. Yeah. It's fine.
Okay. I was too focused on Dante. I don't know what we found in Toro.
So far, I don't know either. I don't know if Link Force had anything other to say. Nothing. All right, she's shaking her head. We got nothing. That's why we have our awesome tracker here live with us.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Vanilla lava chest.
But so this flute again. Okay, vanilla, cool. Oh yeah, you just said that. Yeah. No, I was gonna say, so Dante, the fact that he has a flute, he's gonna be able to go to the Mire area. We're gonna check to see if we need bombos. But I mean, so in this case, like, would you consider like Dante to have a little bit more of an edge, given everything, just because he does have the flutes?
In a way, yes. Also because I think it's pretty likely that before. Maybe like I don't know what's gonna happen if Matt does find the bow in here. Like it kind of depends on what Matt finds here. Okay, Eva. So it's literally just bow. That we
bow go mode.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, Dante of course is still short that hammer that we found on Dark Death Mountain, but he's gonna go there like relatively soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we found bombos. We don't need it. But.
Yeah. So. If Matt does find bow and goes back to Pod Eastern, then I think that the advantage that Dante has with the flute is like quickly diminished. If daaanty doesn't go to like Death Mountain pretty soon and find that hammer, then it might be a little rough. Just because like the bow might as well be behind that hammer, and if daaanty like isolates like hammer locations even further, it might be.
Yeah, that's also a good point. You know, I was actually initially thinking that for daaanty, I was like, oh well, you know, if it's really just we're looking for a bow, he might be able to guild mode Meyer because Meyer whole area is bow locked. However, daaanty, doesn't have the hammer, so he's still looking for an item, unfortunately.
Yeah, the point is that daaanty is like now doing things that can't possibly lead to anything useful. So he's like giving up time in advance already. So even though he does need to do Meyer, he's also doing extra things in Meyer that Matt won't ever do.
Right, yeah. So I guess, right, so especially for daaanty, I think you want the big key to be like in the middle of big key chest or something like that. Like super late, right?
Yeah.
So then, the time wash is kind of even. Well.
And this is the danger of like following sequence broken items. Just because like you kind of deep in know that it's a risk what you're doing here, but also that the chain might as well, like if hammer isn't here, then you're just feeling really good because you can do everything efficiently.
Right.
But considering you're only like 2 items away from go mode, I don't know how to feel about this.
Okay. All right. Well, daaanty's going straight to the back, so.
We've had discussions about like leaving both items in Meyer behind before, so he might just commit to this once again. I don't think it's too crazy considering that it can only be one item, and it might as well be behind the other item that you're looking.
I guess kind of depends on, and again, given daaanty's reaction about finding the myths where they were, this could be influenced, right? His decision. So it actually looks like, switching back over to Matt's side, on Laser Brit doesn't actually look, and Crystal Roller, nothing really of value. Okay. Okay, game. Yeah, but so it looks like in this case, Turtle Rock was actually not our answer. You think Matt's gonna go back to do Spike Cave as kind of like a cleanup with Ether Tablet?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Like, especially because you have Ether Tablet, like it's a combination, it's a combined package, and like neither of them take like an extraordinary amount of time.
Okay, good.
Okay, we don't get the backdoor Hammertronic, so this it's gonna be a little bit more RNG dependent. But it looks like he's getting okay pattern. He's not like no ice breath, so we're okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna go to the side here and then finish it off. That seems good.
Meanwhile, though, daaanty's just taking advantage of that tempered sword.
Yeah, he needs to be careful because oh my
gosh. Yeah, daaanty is definitely on one-hit KO right now because he has Green Mill and 3 hearts.
Okay, we got there. No worries.
But Matt! Oh no. We were so focused on daaanty. Oh my gosh. I think he just got snipes.
Yeah.
Did he take a safety door? No, unfortunately not.
Oh, okay. He's okay magic-wise.
Yeah.
He's probably just gonna go like in Dark Maze. He's gonna get the package again as well, just for the extra health, just to be safe. It is a problem though. Like you are in Green Mill and you only have 2 hits to give, or you actually only have 1 hit to give, like depending on like the head, right? So it's just very dangerous. daaanty is going back in.
I think there were 2 items, right? Was that the compass that dropped?
Yeah,
okay.
At least he still has a small key left, so that's good. Like sometimes you have like small key and there's some weird combinations that kind of like force you in a very awkward route throughout Meyer the second time around. So this kind of works out. That you have to go to the big chest first to get like your small key and then fall back down. It's the worst. But yeah, like both of them are just kind of giving up a certain amount of time now with the def and the extra clear. Yeah.
And actually, like, given how Meyer 2 went for daaanty, you can kind of see that he was not quite satisfied with his performance. But you know what? Honestly, though, like Matt, actually even in his previous race yesterday, he ended up taking like kind of an earlier turn Thief's Town death. Matt is very, very good at basically getting his composure back and basically just playing. Right? He's quite the runner.
daaanty, you know that there is an item in the big key chest now. Like you got the compass, you got the map. Like there can't be a small key in there. So
he's breathing.
Yeah,
he's
just
Alright.
Of course, keeping everything straight during a high pressure race like
this
is
exactly.
definitely really
And
hard.
you're
It's easy to slip up.
Matt, you're facing daaanty. Like these are champions among champions. All right, so Matt, of course, speaking of, he's learning his lesson.
Still has a hit.
Yeah.
He got it.
Looks like we're good.
So
looks like we're good.
Yeah, now we have an extra hit.
daaanty.
Just falling asleep behind the
Yeah,
wheel.
yeah. All right, well, we got one item.
Yeah.
We're going
How
back
did he
over.
not get hit? Hello?
Oh my gosh.
Matt turned on no clip for a second.
Let's
All right, what's on here?
Okay, what is this gonna be the boat? This is a 20 rupees.
All
It
right.
it is a pyramid fairy crystal though, as you
Yep.
said.
Mhm.
So that does open up pyramid fairy, and Matt most likely is gonna, again. So one of the benefits about recovering from dying to Trinex is that you get the crystal cutscene, and in this case, we go get Ether Tablet, we get Spike Cave, very long, checks in order to kind of regain your composure.
Or we're just not doing any of that.
Or,
Okay, cool.
or we're just, yeah, exactly. We're
Fine.
going straight over to where are we going actually? Swamp?
It's either probably going to be Swamp and then
Swamp?
Pyramid
Okay.
Fairy. Like, I think that's pretty
Oh
reasonable.
yeah, that's also a very good point.
At some point, like, it's a question, like, is he going to go to Thieves Town before finding the bow? If that's going to be, like, one of the points that daaanty can possibly get some time back by being able to do Thieves Town in the first place.
I think daaanty is very unhappy with his 2
Yeah.
heart pieces out of Meyer because he could have just left.
Yeah, he could have.
But you know what? We'll just pretend it's yeah, as you mentioned, right? The dip into Meyer to full clear it versus Trinex death. It's about even now.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man, Matt's getting bullied. He's on 3 hearts going into Swamp. Like, there's a couple of places where you can get hearts in Swamp, but we're still in Green Mill, so everything, like...
Yeah. At least he has the fighter shield to help him out a bit.
Yeah. It didn't.
We're trying. Just go back to your NMG roots here.
No.
daaanty.
No.
Oh my gosh. Here we go. daaanty is maybe he's thinking of your former teammate in this case. Or maybe he's thinking that he needs to play after finding nothing in Meyer. Because again, one-on-one gaming could be a little bit of a meta. Maybe he thinks that if something is in Swamp, which is a very kind of like next crystal you're willing to go finish.
Yeah.
It's maybe he's kind of already behind.
Yeah.
There you are.
Just,
Yeah. Oh, poor Matt. Where were you during Trinex? I think that's what he said. Something like that.
Little did you know that daaanty's had it for ages.
Yeah. But he is, he's definitely going to be able to use it on Trinex. But this is actually, again, still a very, very up in the air race, right?
Yeah.
Like, we don't know what the bow is. We do know where the hammer is that daaanty doesn't have, even though he is in hammerless ice. It is on Dark Death Mountain, but again, this might be a counterplay, right?
Yeah.
Especially actually the bow is here. I think daaanty's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. Like, in that case, like, especially if it was in the vanilla key chest, he was like, okay, well, it's behind the hammer, so I could just go.
Oh yeah. Oh.
That would have been really good.
Yeah, actually, very, very good point.
But
we're
not
gonna
right
use
now.
a bit
Right
more
now,
logic.
it's a bit more up in the air. If it actually is behind, like in the atrium or on Cold Stare, then daaanty's never gonna come back.
Oh yeah. I was just gonna ask you. So like without the hammer, like how much of Ice Palace can you clear or like explore?
Yeah, all but Ice Age and Cold Stare.
Okay.
Like depending on where the big key is, like also the big chest, I suppose. But yeah, it's
Okay, so it looks like actually Matt's gonna go straight to the back because he is actually in. Well, he doesn't actually know anything. He doesn't have the flute, so he doesn't know what the Meyer medallion is.
Yeah.
So he's missing that, but he's also missing a bow. So, but it's also very reasonable. I think it was 2 items in the front. It was a tempered sword and it was 3 bombs.
Yeah.
4 items so far.
Okay.
So we're we got a little bit of a raise in hopium here. We may not have to do the left side.
Yeah, so far Matt's been okay with skipping a couple things, so maybe we just don't see a left side swamp. Well, you do get a map right here.
Yeah.
It depends. Like if we do see like compass on Argus, it's good chance, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, but of course Matt with the temper sword, he is as you said more comfortable. Well, hopefully we're gonna get a 0 cycle from him.
Oh, that's sword number 4.
That is the 4th sword. Not in this case very worth for daaanty. But just like Matt's able to keep his composure, daaanty is despite what he says on 216 podcast, get hit and escape with a green guard. I've already lost the game type of mentality. daaanty is super solid.
Nice 0 cycle on Matt's side. Let's go.
Gosh, beautiful. This is why having a temper sword in Matt's hand is so dangerous. He said he got something right,
Yeah.
which is the
Alright.
company. Well, I don't think we can repeat what he just said on stream. So let's see in this case if he decides to go back.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, there's 2 items left. There is the big key. We would like to see it locked within itself because then we don't have to go back for it. But you know, again, it's not a really great layout.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So hopefully daaanty doesn't feel bad because, as you said, right? If something is, let's say, on Cold Stare,
Or on pet.
or on Ped, we may not see a happy daaanty. Well,
Yeah.
we may not see a happier daaanty because he's gonna get his hammer right here, and he probably would have felt a little bit better about that ice dip than he initially had.
But yeah, the deeper the hammer is, the better it is for daaanty. Oh, the bow. The bow rather.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just it's just typical rando fashion,
Yeah.
sequencing things just in slightly different order than you would prefer. But
Yeah, everything's just like
yeah.
the wrong thing.
yeah.
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 Alright, we're gonna see Pyramid Fairy, so a whole new check. Daanty's just following through Matt's footsteps right here. Probably just gonna clear Turtle Rock.
Yeah. So what has in this case both runners haven't done? So we haven't done. I think we haven't done Smith Chain, hammer pegs and all. Anything else?
Ether Tablet Spike Cave.
Oh right, because we saw Matt completely skip out on that. We have half magic. That is not gonna help Matt out right now.
We haven't seen the shovel spot yet either.
Oh,
Daanty's gonna pick up the shuffle right now.
Right. Oh, good memory.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Like if it is on Smith Chain, like it's probably a small advantage for Daanty, just because like Matt has to like do multiple trips.
Yeah, and the fact that you just mentioned this, right? The shovel here is going to be kind of fresh on Daanty's mind, right? And Matt, unfortunately,
Yeah.
Matt's also kind of missing out on that flute.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like giving Daanty like a few seconds here and there. The problem is that Daanty will just kind of be stuck doing dungeons that Matt has already cleared.
Yeah. No, it looks like actually potentially this is gonna be Smith Chain from Matt.
Yeah.
Because we don't.
Yeah,
have
he's gonna finish Thieves Town first.
Oh right, good
Yeah.
point. Good point. Yeah. See, Thieves Town isn't even live on a tracker, and this is exact the reminder that I need, and I still don't look at it. So. But I think but as you mentioned though, if we're gonna finish up Thieves Town for Matt, he is a lot more confident with the hammer going in. That's probably why he skipped it initially.
Yeah, right now they're gonna be like their Evon crystals, but Matt's gonna have like a way faster time with Thieves Town than Daanty is with Turtle Rock. So it's going to be like, yeah, Matt's gonna be ahead on crystals. So if he does find the bow like very soon, then he's gonna have an advantage going in go mode. Daanty has like quite a few long dungeons left, and he's gonna full clear a couple of dungeons that we know doesn't have the bow, so it's gonna take a bit longer as well.
Oh yeah, good point. Right, yeah, good point. Because I mean, we did see Matt. Well, actually, Matt skipped out on left side, but in this case, as you said, right, especially maybe after the ice play, finding the hammer immediately afterwards, I can certainly see Daanty just full clearing swamp if we haven't had a bow by now.
Yeah, I think that's very reasonable as well. Like, just assume that it's not going to be in the overworld. It's just going to be in one of the dungeons. It's going to be 1-1-1, like just the whole chain.
Yeah. I guess for what it's worth, we don't have powder yet. But I think at least Daanty saves Scum-Just Mushroom. That also might be something that he's more willing to do.
Yeah, maybe that makes him more inclined to do like the whole Smith chain and just like fake powder. I don't think that's too unreasonable. But I think he might just be in the mindset of just, okay, I'm just going to full clear all the crystals now.
Yeah, and I think maybe at some point, and again, I think this is why Daanty and Matt are, champions, right? And they kind of have their good sense of when I need to make a play, maybe step out a little bit from the guardrails, and then when to kind of go back, right? Because if you just kind of keep going off the rails, eventually you're just gonna crash and burn.
Yeah.
So.
And at some point you kind of have to commit to everything, but yeah. Like again, I think you kind of have to assume that your opponent didn't do like the perfect thing right now, because then you're dead in the water anyway. And no play you do
exactly.
can fix it. So you kind of have to play like somewhat straight up. Daanty has to be careful. Like he's still in Green Mill. He is on less than 4 hearts, so any further pokey damage will just murder him.
Yeah, and I think actually Daanty didn't go buy any potions, right? And he already drank both of them. So yeah, I think Daanty is dying in the front of Turtle Rock is. I mean, dying in general is never a good feeling, but this death might be a bit more painful.
Yeah.
As we look,
Okay,
look oh, that's right, we're in the vanilla price
Yeah.
pack for Pokies, that's right. So all plans. But he was really close to that Stalfo's head, which does 4 hearts of damage. So Matt giving Blind a little poke love.
Staying on script, just like he's used to.
Yeah. Actually, a fun fact, I guess, when Matt was first kind of starting his grind from 125 to 124, the blind script was actually something that he actually really worked on. Like, we actually kind of just assume for, a lot of, high-level runners, right? Blind's a scriptify, just find a little script, and it's actually, there's some nuance.
Yeah, for sure.
For hit number 8, I think that was the one that was giving him the most trouble, and so it's really actually good to see the great improvement.
Nice bomb clip for the wall.
Yeah. Also very random. I don't even know when that happens. It seems like sometimes it goes through, sometimes it bounces back, and you're just very sad when it bounces back.
All right, we're gonna see some more new checks right here. If the bow is here, that's really good for Matt.
Yeah.
Being able to combine everything and not like having to do like multiple trips to various outcasts, pick up the purple chest ball, all that. Yeah, that's.
And in fact, it also kind of justifies it validates his decision to skip either tablet and spike cave, right? To some pretty long checks. All right, so not a hammer pegs. So I don't believe Matt has his mushroom. Because he did turn, either he didn't save Skelmet or he already turned it in. I'm not. I mean, I know he checked it. But I mean, again, it's also out of logic, and you did mention earlier with daaanty potentially a danger, right, of following out of logic checks. So never mind. It is the powder's completely illogic. We don't have to worry about fake powder. We're gonna do this right now.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I should have just kept my mouth shut for for 15 seconds.
I guess fake powder is a meme.
Yeah, I mean, right. Who would fake powder in this situation?
Oh, well, there it is.
Gosh, that is
the bow. No.
So that is amazingly, as you said, that is really good for Matt.
Yeah.
He has made every single skip he has made has not punished him. It was the right decision for the scene. We saw on daanty's side that the bow locks the flute because it was on the right. It was on the right side pod, and so I mean, it's very natural by the way for Matt to kind of finish up this chain.
Yeah.
But once he goes to pod and in Eastern, he's gonna be able to find his flute, and he's gonna. I mean, he's in flute go mode at this point. So.
Yeah, it's just going to be right on the way, so there's like nothing really I can trip him up. He's going to give up some time doing these checks that daaanty won't, but like he's so far ahead like with the clearing of the dungeons, like he's already had the big key for Eastern, he's going to find a big key for Pod on right side.
Right, exactly.
So
and he doesn't have to go to the big chest too, right? Yeah.
The only thing he has to do is like activate the flute, and like Meyer big key is on the bridge, so like he's going to have three really fast dungeons. And daaanty is probably just gonna, like, after Turtle Rock, he's gonna do Swamp, he might do Pyramid Ferry, and then at some point, once he gets the Smith Chain, like, yeah, it's gonna take a while, and then he still needs to finish Pod Eastern as well.
Very good points. These are, and man, again, just kind of like as a consequence you mentioned, right? Like daanty's times in dungeons is like almost kind of like the opposite of Matt's, right?
Yeah.
Because he had to do all these. He still has to do more things, but Matt is once he finds his flute, he's zipping.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Matt. So Matt may not look happy. Based on somehow some of the seed is gone, but I think the bow probably in this case kind of lifted up his spirits a little bit because he has done some in this case certainly some extra stuff. However, though he's made some good skips. Left side swamp, ether tablet, spike cave. He was right on those, and he's got 2 crystal dungeons that he can go through, right? But looks like though, so daaanty,
he's 4-0, and it makes sense.
Yeah,
it's just a shame that it doesn't work out.
Yeah, exactly. And you saw him thinking for a bit, right? Do
I really want to do this? Yeah. Oh, he's not gonna do ether tablet though. Okay.
Oh, interesting. Oh, all right, okay. And in fact, we actually just heard a little blip from Matt. This might be okay. I think that's what he said. Okay. So. We're gonna, I mean, I wonder how long right. This is certainly, Matt has a very, a very, very strong advantage. That is blue mail. Maybe,
Never been so excited for safety. All right, let's see if we get this is sort of good as well from Matt again.
Yeah, all right, there is.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, he knows the big key is over here because he didn't find it earlier in Pod. Maybe he regrets it a little bit by not bringing over potion.
Yeah.
Earlier, but you know, he's in go mode, and as you said, Ari, we just gotta finish up Pond, just gotta finish up Eastern, just gotta literally go straight to the back and kill all the bosses, and then we're gonna float over to Meyer. He doesn't, Matt doesn't know in this case that he doesn't need bombos, but he's gonna go find out. He's gonna be happy, and where the big key is, very early, he's just gonna zip on through. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting on Dante's part, right? So he's doing the shovel.
I think he's doing this before Swamp instead of.
Ari, my hopes for Dante.
So yeah, I don't think it's gonna matter too much either. That's the worst part.
That is true, but you know, it's certainly you know, you would like to.
You went for the right versus. That was like the moment.
Yeah.
It's like maybe, but no.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. This is gonna be a back dip into Swamp. I do think that so Dante did pull out a Master Sword early from the first test of Swamp. I'm actually trying to think back now if there was actually like a, I don't know, if he got a lot out of that sword in Swamp, right? Because he didn't do Ether Tablet earlier. He did have more of an offensive power, but I'm not sure how much more.
Yeah, but he didn't really do any of the bosses that really required that.
I guess maybe Vitreous was a little bit nicer.
Yeah, true. Vidi was nice.
But I guess it really can't compare in this case to Matt's fight because, you know, he's got the bow, he's got the stars.
Yeah, that's it's gonna be a lot faster. That's right.
All right. Well, speaking of though, yeah, that's helmet down for Matt.
Yeah.
Two more crystals to go. We only cleared out so we were one pendant away from all dungeons.
Yeah, we even entered it, so like,
yeah.
I guess we got to see a lot of the game.
Yeah.
And all things considering we had like 2 Crystal Stew pennants at 50 minutes in, we're pretty close to just being in GT in like
that's true. That's true.
125 or something. So that's it's gonna be pretty like okay seed. Like I thought it was gonna be really drawn out at some point, but once the pieces start lining up, it's like we started being really efficient.
Yeah, once we found the mitts in Eastern.
Yeah,
everything just kind of, you know, fell into place.
And I think that's what makes Matt feel pretty good about all this is that if you did go to Eastern early, like you're just gonna be done now, because everything is on the way in that sense. Like the only thing that's not in the way is like the flippers and graveyard ledge. If you have the early mids, it's maybe gonna be a little bit harder to convince yourself to go out of your way there.
Yeah.
But everything else, like hammer on Death Mountain and all that, it's just
Yeah, that's also very true. And it's pretty natural, right? Maybe, you know, with your mids, you go up the mountain, get your hammer, go do Thieves Down, Smith Chain, everything's kind of there as you said.
Yeah, Smith Chain, you get the powder, and then you get the bow,
yeah,
then
exactly.
you go to pod, and you get your flute, and
Dante needs to also live in Swamp. This is actually very common for NMG runs as well. You don't pay attention to your health because you think you're invincible in Swamp. Yeah, see. So, alright, so I guess, again, you mentioned this may not necessarily matter, but, you know, there are going to be 2 items left in Swamp.
Yeah.
I think Dante's going to go back for them.
Yeah, I might see the whole shebang here.
Yeah, actually, even though Dante was not happy to see the hammer in Dark Death Mountain because he had to leave Ice Palace early, I guess it was a blessing in disguise. Didn't have to finish Cold Stare. Kind of denied us, I guess, from an all dungeon scene on his part, but you know.
Yeah, the problem is like if he had found the hammer earlier, maybe he wouldn't have gone to Ice at all. Maybe he just would have played more straight up, just like do Turtle Rock, do Swamp, do Pyramid Fairy, and then you have to decide between Smith Chain and Ice.
Yeah, that's true. All these things can, we can only speculate, right? What?
Are we gonna get? Oh no, it's short move on the last one.
That is unfortunate. Just got the empty cycle. It's okay. He's got the fire rod out.
Yeah.
It should be.
All right, at least we got that one.
Yeah, exactly.
So the redemption zero cycle.
Yes. All right, so there is Compass. He is Dante. Dante's got his look of perplexion.
Now we're thinking.
Yeah. But good thing we got a crystal cutscene to think about.
Yeah?
This is great thinking time. That said, where am I going?
We're going.
All right, good job, Dante. This is the skip that you need. Looks like he's gonna do Pyramid Fairy, which good, very natural thing to do, right? So.
Yeah, but after, like, the question is what we're gonna do after. Like, daaanty is probably feeling that he needs to do something unusual, maybe. Like, knowing that he gave up time in Mire. Like, I don't know if he expects Matt to have had the flute in pod, if he had gotten it the first time around.
Yeah, right. And I mean, honestly, it's probably like higher on the list for daaanty, like that that might be able to, but just because we got two early bottles. There was actually just enough money for Zora, so and there were potions there, right?
Yeah, there were potions there. That's definitely true.
Yeah, so, but again, as you also said, right? This is when you really don't know what's gonna happen to your opponent, right?
Yeah.
You know, like they could have gone on. Many red herons. They could have played the worst than you. Contrary to what every runner seems to think, that their opponent always god routes and everything. But you just gotta,
true.
yeah, exactly. You just gotta keep playing. Oh yeah, that's right. Once Matt, by the way, saw the Mire Medallion, he is officially in go mode, and so it looks like he is.
Oh no! All right.
Was this the play that you were thinking about, Ari? That daaanty may potentially needed to go make.
Yeah. In the sense of the race, like, yeah.
Yeah, I think in this case, maybe contrary to what daaanty's morale meter is like, I think Matt is feeling better and better. You got the flute, you got an early Mire, and actually potentially so Matt knows that daaanty can get over to pod right side without any trouble, right? So if he thinks that in this case that well, maybe if daaanty didn't go mode Mire, he could actually buy himself some time over daaanty.
Maybe. On the other hand, does Matt really expect daaanty to go to my area before Dark Death Mountain?
You're right. You're right. Yeah. You're right. For all, well, actually, maybe even at this point, you brought this up, right? It's like if maybe Matt thought that daaanty went to Eastern early, maybe that's kind of like a lesser, a possibility in his mind, because as you said, right, like if daaanty actually went to Eastern early, maybe
he would have been done already.
Yeah, exactly. We would have been finished. So
yeah, and I think that's reasonable. I think that like at that point, it's like it's probably okay, because one, he might just expect daaanty to also like just do aggro early, considering all the clues that we've gotten throughout the seed.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's also a very good point, right?
And he hasn't done yet.
yeah. That's very true. All right, but so though Matt is on his last spots. He's got so much health. He doesn't have blue mail from Spike Cave, but he's got.
He's gonna miss out on that. But at least he's not in Ganonhog range either, so he's on 9 hearts. That's okay. Like he should be fine throughout GT. So I don't think that like, especially considering this ice play, we're not really gonna see anything unusual happen, and
yeah, I certainly would expect that. But although speaking of potential usual things, Matt has 7 crystals. I know we're not in chat right now, but I know that people like to basically take a guess as to where they think that GT Vicky is. I believe Matt is he is gonna stay tried and true to the Dark Lane.
Don't do this, daaanty. Go to Bombos. Go. Oh, okay. That's enough.
What are we doing on daaanty's side?
I thought he didn't have enough magic for just fire out, so I was kind of afraid that he was going to just spam fire outs and run out.
Did Matt just like literally leave the potion shop because he didn't have any empty bottles? Oh, he said something about throwing things in Pyramid Fairy. Yeah, okay. So he has a red potion and he has another red potion from Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah.
Even the best of rando runners after a seed.
Matt, you have an emote named after.
Yeah.
You have an emote that's like Waffle House drive through, and you don't do it on restream. Okay. Like.
He doesn't do he tried. He tried to we got the chest turns, right?
Yeah.
We got the easiest room in the game.
Yeah.
But you're right. But good thing in this case this is only group stages. Matt's got I think at least one more match for groups. So he's got at least one more shot.
Okay. I want the redemption story right
exactly. All right. So
all right. At least we get to see what's
You're right. In this case, we get the best of both worlds. Yeah. We get a hopefully in this case a not banned blind pedestal pull.
Yeah.
Good job, daaanty. All right, I'm proud of you. And we get to in this case see where the GT Vicky is.
Wonderful.
It's kind of like the bow.
Yeah.
It's like the counterpart in this case.
You need those as well.
Yeah, you do. You do.
What's the free pendants on the one side? It's 7
Exactly.
crystals
Yeah,
on the other
exactly.
side.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Daaanty is I don't know what does he have anything left after this?
He still has
besides that?
no,
Oh yeah,
he
no,
still has either tablet.
Either tablet. That's right. That's right. We'll ask him in this case why he decided
Yeah.
not to go over there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The
Daaanty
book is giving me some Mario. That's
yeah,
okay.
that's right. All right, Matt is in GT. Tried and true, the torch room into Stalfos room. Pick up the key. He didn't say anything. Don't worry. He's gonna go over to Stalfos room, and then with his at least one guaranteed small key, and go over to Compass room. And
Exactly.
Then if
They're
it's
probably
not
gonna
there,
go back to the left.
Right, exactly. If it's not there, he's gonna continue on left.
But it's gonna be here.
Because we believe in this route, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there was a small key in here, right?
It doesn't
Oh
count
yeah,
for
no,
this
yeah,
round,
right,
no.
right. That's right, that's right. Yeah, there were a lot of small. Actually, given so many small keys, we actually may not see a key in Hope Room.
Yeah. That's why it's the best route.
Well, what if the key is just not in Hope Room? Then we're bleeding a little bit of time. But we're gonna see. All right, okay. This is potentially some. I mean, I don't know what Daaanty does. I assume he does
I think it does the same route.
the same route. Yeah.
I think so. I'm not exactly sure though. You could also just go straight to Tower.
which I believe has happened so far here.
Oh, he's gonna run out of time here.
Oh, Daaanty reminded that he does have the powder. Let's go over right now and go get your bow, Daaanty.
Yeah, the worst part is that you couldn't use the fake power earlier. Like there was no Mitsu hammer, so
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
so
point.
like this feels bad, but there was also no real good opportunity
Yep.
to do this.
All right,
but
we're gonna watch Daaanty.
See, it was here.
It was all right. Okay, all right. So Matt wins this round. He is expressing again his satisfaction with his decisions in Rando.
I'll fix their dance is just gonna be like 6-7 minutes behind.
Yeah. So he's just got Pod Eastern left to do. And again, as you mentioned, just for Matt, he's gonna go straight to the back. But kind of a contrast, right? Is Daaanty was kind of spending his time a little bit earlier before we can kind of get a side by side. Spent a lot of time spent back in Mire. Went to Ice Palace twice. Right. I think the second time maybe was for the fans. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
You know,
like that was definitely just the desperation play. It's like, okay, well, pet it is.
Yep. And we've certainly seen pedestal seats, right, being pulled out, without the book or anything like that. So Matt, unfortunately, does not get GBZ. So.
But I think.
Was it RG was bad?
No, I wasn't talking about the GBC, but just like the ice play. Like I think without those two ice plays, it would have been like really, really close.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, like going through Ice Palace twice is actually quite time consuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, right, and kind of like the trip back into Mire at the time was kind of counterbalanced by the fact that, unfortunately,
Matt had to try next.
Right, exactly, right. And going back to Turtle Rock, especially without the safety door, is certainly, again, another time investment that you have to make. Yeah, so. Good execution so far from Matt. Again, 124 runner. So, but meanwhile, though, Daaanty is going to finish up top.
Aside from the unfortunate happenings in Turtle Rock, like it's been just more than solid, and it's very different playing in this setting rather than just sitting at home in the setting in like your setup that you're comfortable with, like your own monitor, your own TV.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually,
the extra nerves, like knowing that there's like a couple of people sitting.
Yeah, and actually watching you, being able to have people like watch your reactions, reacting to them live. Hopefully, you're not, you can like block them out a bit. I was actually saying like the Matt yesterday when he's kind of like setting up and warming up, when he was like in the other restream room, like he mentioned that even like as you say, even for you for like the table, it was at a different height for him. So he was just like, I'm not used to this, right? And so I think he was actually even a little less confident about maybe like hovering, right?
No, I definitely feel that with the table.
Yeah. So.
That's key desperation. Oh no, Dad, that was the key desperation.
Oh no. You could really tell, Eric. Man, you are so good at this game. Hey, this is probably why you have 123. You could just actually recognize these things like on command.
It's also funny because it kind of just like a bit of a meme to keep calling stuff like that out. Someday they'll learn.
No, we need the repetition. You know, there's a reason why you take classes. Like, you know, they probably tell you like the same thing over and over just so you can remember things, right? We just need that. We need that kind of guidance.
We're all molding too. Let's see. We're probably just gonna see a kill here. Like Matt hasn't really done any of the hovering things.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Just safe.
I think even I think on like online races, I don't think he typically tries to do Moldorm stuff. So
that's fair. But yeah, it was been a super clean GT on that side from what I've seen. Like it could be that I've been just a little bit distracted by daaanty's side of things, but.
No, it actually has been looking quite good. And again, I mean, and maybe this also could be, you know, coincidence, based on when Matt got the tempered sword. But I mean, like
the comfort level went
yeah,
up.
exactly. it was quite noticeable.
Yeah, it's a very underrated thing, especially in situations like this. Just going out of your way, like even if you like see a tempered sword somewhere that is out of the way, just coming back to it and getting it just for the comfort level, so you know you can do your usual things. Just helps out so much. A rough blue ball there on Matt's side, just being able. Oh, maybe we get a good lineup here.
Yeah. It's
very nice, very nice triple. Let's go. And this is not guaranteed, I think, but okay. No, it would be guaranteed actually because solid 4-cycle on that side, and then then we get to get a very easy gamma fight, I suppose, because
a very comfortable.
Comfortable. Okay, yeah. Easy might not be the exact word, but we have silvers, we have tempered. Like it's not gonna get easier.
Yeah, that is certainly very true. You know, I was actually thinking back to you're talking about like potentially you can go out of your way for a tempered sword, right? I was actually kind of hoping in this case that maybe if we could rewind time back, daaanty would not have dipped the first chest of swamp because when he dipped ice, he found the 4th sword, right? So it would have been tempered for him at the time. So maybe he would have actually felt a little bit better about that dip.
Yeah, but then he would have seen the 20 in swamp and it would have been even worse.
Like, well, let's we don't have to minor details. He gets a little bit of temporary high, right?
Yeah, fair. I think he already did when he opened the first chest of swamp, though.
I
think that high was actually really high.
That's true. That's true. Alright, so daaanty though with silvers, we're just gonna share, you know, among the room because you know, he got 10 extra arrows from the pedestal. You know, sharing is caring, right? So.
But not true content.
The meanwhile, though, I assume Matt got the 1-1 while we were watching.
I think it was actually 0 orbs as well, but someone will correct me.
Yeah, that's fine. But so 3 more silvers to go. It doesn't look like a triple.
This
maybe
could be a double. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go back down, and we get number 4. I put some GGs in chat for Matt, who had a great run here. Probably didn't feel too good after those myths, but then I think throughout the seed he realized it's probably pretty likely that daaanty did the same.
Yeah. So yeah, congratulations, Matt, continuing his undefeated win streak, not only in SGL 2021, but so far in groups for SGL 2022. Congratulations, Matt7898. Yeah. All right. Looks like so. I think with that. GG's to daaanty. Played a heck of a seed for this race. This was quite good. These guys, I think, just look happy to be done.
I think it's definitely a seed where you're happy to be done. Like, yeah.
Hopefully we can. So I don't know what Matt has to do in terms of like. I think he's just fast forwarding their credits, but hopefully we can get a chat with these guys.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. I mean, you already pressed X in Eastern, right? So, does that count?
Got a mandatory map check.
Exactly. So. Welcome. Actually, do we need somebody to switch over the layout? Or... yeah. But GG's, guys. Oh yeah.
Oh
so,
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
That probably works.
Actually, I can give them. Oh.
No, there's. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we are joined here by daaanty and Matt. Guys, GG's. Good race. So.
I think ours are dead.
Oh, actually. Let's see if we can get. All right. We've got the Master Fiesel here to help us set up the interviews.
I like how both our timers are still going. That's a timer up there.
Oh, is
That's
it?
not
okay.
they're not
I have the
capturing-
exact same timer with the exact same color. I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
All right.
They didn't hack into your
Yeah, that's
laptop.
true.
so
Yeah.
Listen, it's been a long day.
Yeah.
All right.
it's been a long seat
It's
as well.
been yeah. But congratulations on finishing. So I think well, okay. So my first question. So how did you feel about Eastern, Matt?
I was like, I went to Gina, I got the sword, and then I did Aga, and I was like, okay, I probably dodged. Yeah. And so
Okay.
then I basically nearly hard last location those mitts. Because,
Okay.
and like, all I had was that and the Back of Thieves. And like, Back of Thieves wasn't really in logic except for the Maiden Cell, right? And so, and plus I had Ether Tablet. I was like, well, I almost just didn't go into Eastern. I was like, I kind of need it to be Ether Tablet. Like, that was what I was thinking.
Oh, you didn't have a second sword yet.
Yeah, it was in Pod.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, there was also
Oh,
there
yeah.
was also one in the first of Swamp.
Yeah, I got that one, and
Yeah.
I was pogging so hard.
Oh, yeah. So,
And
but-
then,
What?
and then
Okay.
yeah,
almost
what
was nothing.
happened?
What happened with the Ether tablet?
Yeah.
As if you probably look at the VOD, when I was in Spike Cave, I was like, well, I forgot Ether Tablet. And so I just saved and quit, was like, okay, that's dead now. But I knew from like the bleed over from the sound that I had a commanding lead when I found the mitts.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, yeah.
Yeah, like at what kind of point did you realize like, Dante probably did the same regarding the mids? Because was it at some point it's like, well, if Dante did do like the mids early, it would have been done by now, or?
No, well, there's the Fire Rod was the X factor, right?
Mhm.
Because like if you got the mitts, you might not have got the Fire Rod,
Yeah,
and
that's
so
fair.
like that was always in the back of my head, like, and that's why I kind of played into it a little bit, going to Skull like that. And so when I got the mitts, I figured I was in a lot of trouble, and I was like, I need the Fire Rod to save me. And then after I died to Trinex, I was like, okay, now we need to turn up the execution. And I played really well after that.
Yeah.
I was really proud of myself, the way I came back. Like, in this environment, you're never going to play your A game. And
Yeah.
you just have to, like, accept that you're going to make mistakes
Yeah.
and just try to, like, bounce back from it. That was the...
You definitely did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my full assumption after mitts was, if it's over there, I'm toast. So we're gonna do ped probably. Well, after getting hammer, we're gonna do ped. Like anytime you get mitts like that and you're looking hammer, it's always like, it's probably on the mountain, like the
Yeah.
dark mountain, to make you go back. It's almost a cliche, and I was like, maybe this one time it'll be hammer in Ice Palace, but maybe not. So. Yeah, shout-outs to 2019.
Yeah.
That was that was still quite the seed though. I think you guys played very well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I feel like I only made a couple, like a
yeah.
more than 10 execution mistakes or
Well,
something.
yeah, but
you know,
like Matt was saying, like in this environment, it's
Yeah.
just really hard
Yeah.
to just like keep it together.
it really
and-
is. It really is, because like there's so many like outside factors, and Matt's a tall fella, so like I could see him, some of his eyes like over the screen. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know how I should feel about that.
That's the point, right? It could
So-
be anything.
Yeah,
and
so
it
I
could be
started-
anywhere as well.
Right, and I felt like, well, if I could see his, he could see mine. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna kind of make some faces and hope that he thinks I'm doing real good.
The funny thing is that I saw you, because like I could just see your eyebrows, and I saw them go up for like a minute, and I almost went to the first chest of swamp because I saw them.
That was
I was like,
okay.
wow.
Because do you know what that was?
The
It was
mind
a sword.
game.
That was digging game.
That was
Oh, that's digging game?
Yeah, a digging game. I was just like, this is
know.
taking forever, forever.
I thought that too. I was like, if I failed digging game, I'm just gonna leave. I was just flying home today. Like,
I didn't count, but that had to be close to 30
Yeah.
days.
I think so
it
too,
definitely
yeah.
was. I very much appreciated the audible live commentary
Yeah.
from you.
dude, where's Dunka? Is he in the I'm gonna
He
find
was
him.
he was commentating another race. And he was
Alright.
commentating actually X race.
Wait,
that
did you pray to
ended.
Dunka as well, and he didn't answer your prayers?
I said I mouthed some nasty things. In the
Yeah,
camera,
he
but
did.
I
That's
couldn't.
why we don't have runners mics.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I pulled Ped and there was some arrows, I wanted the bow, but you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I got the other piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Just you know.
Yeah. Somehow those are more accessible. Somehow.
Yeah, I was thinking about ACT last night, and that ain't good. So I knew I was toast.
The other funny thing is that like when I was going through GT, I kept like trying to peer to see if you were hovering because I was like, I want to know if he's hovering Moldorm too. And right after I beat Moldorm, you hovered something, and I was like,
oh, that was
no.
a totally fake hover. Like, I'm serious. Like I just went down and did like that, and I was like, maybe that'll get in his head.
I was like, I sweat
Like
like twice as much on the Gamify. I was like, oh, he is right.
I had the whole thing written off in my head after pulling Ped, so I was like, I'm just gonna like. I saw a head bob at one point, and I knew I was like, those are some Ganon swipes right now. I was like, I'm dead. So I was like, maybe I can make it to GT before he finishes.
You're almost there.
Yeah, it was close.
Amazing. Amazing. So one more game for you guys. So you are 3-0. So I think
With this one, you
mathematically
clinched.
yeah,
Yeah.
you should actually make it a bracket purely, right?
Yeah,
like no
you've
tiebreakers
clinched,
or
yeah.
anything.
No
Yeah.
play-in?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But I think you might still play your last match anyway? Or?
Oh yeah, I'm always
Okay.
gonna play. It makes a difference.
Oh
to
right,
play,
right.
so
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
gonna play it.
Okay. And then I think it's later today, right?
Yeah,
you're-
3 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. And you got your one against Gerdo, I
Yeah, I
think?
have to play the lowest seed Gerdo ever.
Yeah. Yes.
right there.
Gerdo. Yeah. Did you
Well-
win, Gerdo? Oh, so, okay. It's you're gonna face another champion.
Oh right.
Dante.
All right. So
Uh-huh.
we'll see how that goes. You know, the keyboard versus the controller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which
Matt-
one is superior?
Yeah. So, but congratulations again on
Thank you.
your undefeated streak, 2021 into 2022 so far.
Wow.
So,
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, it doesn't have to end. So, but certainly best of luck to both of you. This was
Yeah.
this was a really great race. But I'm just saying, Eastern Palace, right? It has value.
It never
It's
has
just-
value when it's a crystal. Like it never has value until
Except
the one
when the
time it
mitts are
does.
here.
Yeah.
So
It never does until it is. It's a coin flip. It's 50-50.
Mhm.
Either it does or it doesn't.
True.
Yeah.
You gotta trust Korek, right? Korek always never skip EP.
That's a cross keys reference. We're not playing cross keys. Yeah. Shout outs to Zelga. Let's go.
It was Firelock Fire, by the way, in Hera.
Yeah.
At least, so we
Yeah.
got a roll of fire
well,
here.
I was feeling really good about that, and then I thought there was no eruption. Probably already I'm behind on that.
I
No,
did
that's
hear
so
the
the-
eruption, and I was like, okay, that could make a difference.
Yeah. So that's the funny thing. Like, why both of you did Hera before East of Mountain? What made you do that?
Because the hook was up there, so I was like, and you know, I at that point I was committed to it. Early game, there's not an easy way to get back up there, so I said, let's just do this. I kind of need an out on Matt. Maybe he doesn't do this. You know, I can't really hang with the 124
Well,
crew.
I don't know about that.
It all narrows down like a little
yeah.
bit here, right? So
Yeah. This has been fun though. Like, you know, I've got one more, but you know, 2019 played against Link a lot. He's in this group.
Yeah.
In 2020, I played against
Destiny.
Matt. So, you know, get like a whole stroll down memory lane, and
Yeah, and you get Gerdo.
now I get Gerdo,
yeah.
a whole
Yeah.
brand new experience later today. Ready for it.
Yeah, well, thank you guys so much. Take a break, get some
Yeah.
water, and then best of luck for the rest of the groups.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks.
guys
This
for
was
coming.
great.
It was
No,
great.
This was a really
Tracking.
fun race.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Link Force, for tracking. Yes. And of course, Ari, thank you so much.
Yeah.
This was a blast. Hope to see you more in commentary.
Yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
over the coming few days. Definitely.
Yeah,
Always fun to
yeah.
come with you, and especially with these two titans
Oh, I
of
know,
the game.
I know, right? And of course, you're racing right now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
all
time
right.
for me
Well,
to
then
get
let's
set
go.
up,
Yeah,
so,
yeah. So
all right, let's
get
let
out
him
of
do
here.
it.
Thank you all.
All
and,
right, thank you
see you
so
later.
much.
Thanks, guys.
Mhm.